this computer. Beautiful. Okay, so it is recording now. Let me share my screen.
And usually it pops up and says recording has started. Maybe not because I'm recording too.
Oh,
Okay,
could be, yeah.
I think we're all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think it says, yeah, it says it's recording. So,
Okay, good deal.
all right.
Okay. Okay, I see your screen. Very good. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Sounds good. Please restart SketchUp. Oh, to finish up. Oh, right before I opened it, I did the CabinetSense upgrade.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's go ahead and restart it. Actually, I probably don't need it. I don't know if there's probably
Well,
nothing.
yeah, I would. I would
Oh, okay.
definitely
All right.
restart. Yeah, because it won't. All extensions in SketchUp you have to, most of them, you have to restart in order for
Okay,
them to
got
pay
it.
for.
Okay. Let's see here.
So actually, while he's restarting that, I did have a question regarding um multiple people using the software. Is aside from what SketchUp does itself, does CabinetSense have any limitations on having multiple users with the same account? Like being able to access it
Um,
from multiple computers?
yeah. So SketchUp, of course, you can have the SketchUp installed on two computers with one license.
Hmm.
CabinetSense just follows along with that. You can have it
Okay,
installed on two computers.
got it.
Obviously, if you want more, you can do that too. It costs $25 for an extra seat, and you can have an unlimited amount of seats. We have customers who have dozens of seats.
Hmm.
And so yes, you can also have more than two seats, which means, but the problem is that you have to keep signing in and out of SketchUp then,
Right.
or have another license with SketchUp, which is not $25. So
No, no, it is
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Got it.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's something we were trying to figure out. Because with Mosaic, yeah, it was locked down to a specific machine. Like you couldn't even sign in and sign out to a single license on different computers. It was locked
Huh,
to one specific computer. So with
huh.
this, at very least, it seems like yeah, we'll be able
Yeah.
to.
No, you can easily use it. I have it on two computers that can be running simultaneously. So my
Right.
cabinet sense is running on two computers all the time, no problem. And
Cool.
Cool.
yeah, my only limitation is SketchUp, and they don't have a discounted license for a second computer that I know of, or I mean for a third. So you
Hmm.
have to pay for the license all over again that I've seen anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
so but if it works on I think it works on two for
It works on
SketchUp, doesn't
two.
it?
Yep,
Okay, yeah,
yep,
so
it
Yep.
that's
works
all
on
we
two.
need.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all we
Yep.
need. Because in
Okay.
addition to being the CAD guy, I'm also working in the shop, actually physically building the cabinetry, and then
Yeah.
often out on site installing it as well. So if I'm,
Yes.
out of the shop and Roger needs to uh, do some design work, then it's nice for him to be able to do it on his own computer instead of
Yeah.
having to go use
Absolutely.
mine.
Absolutely. Sure. Okay.
Especially because he's one of those filthy Mac heads. He's
Oh
drunk the
yeah.
Kool-Aid.
One of those Mac people.
One of the
Yep.
Mac people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay. Well, you obviously know your way around SketchUp, and it's good to see
Yeah, so
SketchUp is
so
such a
we've
wonderful
designed,
tool
let's
for
see,
selling your work.
cabinets, floor, granite. There we go. Get rid of that. So yeah, so this is a coffee bar that we're going to build in a church, probably start in a couple weeks. So I want
Hmm.
Josh designing the cabinets. So these cabinets that are in here right now are just ones I grabbed
Hmm.
off the library and put them in. The sink cabinet I started with it's a SketchUp cabinet. I mean a
Hmm.
CabinetSense cabinet.
Okay. Hmm.
So let me get rid of some of this stuff and just look at the cabinets for right now.
Hmm.
For electrical appliances. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do is we want to build these. Well, the first thing I had a hard time with is why I sent that email. I got so frustrated. I couldn't figure out how to change a cabinet uh, to be a flat cabinet, and I finally was able to. I Googled enough and figured it out. Chat GPT is amazing, way better than Google nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So, all right. So let me drop another cabinet in here. Okay. So,
And now I don't see any of your. Am I just missing? I don't see any of your
oh yeah. Let me see if I
Cabot Sense
can.
toolbars.
There we go. If I move it
Oh,
over
okay,
like
there they are.
that,
All
now
right,
you can
all
see
right.
them. Okay.
Yep, I do. Okay.
All right. And I wonder if I can make this whole window bigger. Yeah, it looks like I can. Okay, good. All right. Now
There,
you
now I
can
can
see
actually see
those.
stuff.
Okay, good deal. All right. So what I need to do is go to components and um, where, so we want these to be Euro style cabinets
hmm
with a flat face. And
hmm
so how do I, what's the very first thing I would do?
Well, the first thing that I would do is build my walls, and I'd build my walls using a CabinetSense wall tool. And the reason for that is that the CabinetSense walls are also smart walls. So now,
Okay,
and I'll say that with some reservation. I say that with reservation only for people who are really pro SketchUp users. Only because your workflow, those SketchUp walls may get in the way of your what the workflow that you are accustomed to.
got it.
Because the CabinetSense walls are very powerful walls,
Got it.
and
So,
they
so
will
I have
alter.
walls here. So do I need to build cabinet sense walls in addition to that?
Well, you probably would, and I do what you're doing there too. I do build walls organically occasionally, and then
Right.
I'll build CabinetSense walls, and I'll just put them underneath the
Okay.
SketchUp walls. And the reason I do that is because then the cabinets will automatically not only jump to the wall, they will align properly, they will align to each other properly.
Got it.
I can create scenes from those walls. I didn't show you any of that in my drawings, but that would be the advantage to that.
Okay.
So we
So
create
let
these.
me make some guidelines here.
And I don't know that you need to do it right now, but
Okay.
I would start a new job at some point in time, and I'll
Okay.
show you how we can do that and what the advantages are.
Got it. All right. Well, so um, I'm gonna. This is a saved as file, so I can mess
hmm
around with this one.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's not my original. So,
hmm
all right. So, if I was going to build a
So
cabinet sense
yeah, you
wall,
asked me that. I didn't know, don't know if I finished that, but so yes, I build my walls,
okay,
bring your cabinets out. Now, eventually, you want to be able to bring out your cabinets from your own library, and I'll teach you how to make your library. We'll
okay,
make you a library using the seed cabinets. Once you make your library from seed cabinets, you will not have to do editing. You'll just bring the cabinets out there. They'll be ready to go. You saw my library, and I have many libraries. That was just one that I showed you there. And so that you can design rapidly. But to start with, since we're just using samples, well, we're going to have to edit those cabinets, which does slow you down, certainly.
got it. Okay.
Okay.
So, I guess what we need to know is how to. There's only three or four things I think that. Well, obviously, we need to tweak materials. We need to. We build ladder toe kicks instead of integrated toe kicks.
Yep.
And so we need to be able to know how to do that,
Yep.
change basically how to build a single cabinet in our library so that we can build a whole library of cabinets and then
Right.
and
Right.
keep going.
Right. And I can show you how to do that. That's usually, you guys are more advanced than a lot of beginners here. So what I would normally do is we just start with the seed cabinet. I take a seed cabinet and I make your first a seed. Now I would do that only in a blank open screen new model, not one that's being influenced by these other components. And then I'll just walk you through the steps of how to build that seed
Got it.
cabinet. It
Okay,
takes about
so
20 minutes to build a seed cabinet, probably.
okay,
After you've done your first seed cabinet, take you maybe 5 minutes to build your next one. After
got it.
that, it'll take you about 5 seconds to build the next one.
Yep.
So it rapidly,
All right.
you know,
So I'm seeing in the seed cabinets I've got a base.
yep,
I mean, I
yep,
only have three. So
that's right.
but so if I want to start with a sink cabinet, wouldn't it be easier to start with one that's already a sink cabinet and then turn it into a seed cabinet or customize that instead of building it from scratch?
Yeah, actually, no.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you start from that seed cabinet over there, you'll see the process. So,
Okay.
what we do is we not only develop the seed cabinet, but we develop the parts that become part of the seed cabinet. However, like I said, though, I would do this in a blank model, in a model without any other components,
Okay.
because otherwise, the way CabinetSense works and SketchUp works, we'll have these components will become they'll be unique components, but they'll also be seeing the other components that are similar that are in your model. And so we don't want that.
Got it. Okay. So we're going to do a brand new model here. And can you still see that one, or am I only sharing that one window?
I
I
only
just
see
opened a new
one
file.
window. Yeah, no, I just see the one window
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
All right. Let me reshare this. Share.
A whole new scene.
There we go.
Okay, now this is uncommon also for the way SketchUp opened here. So another thing I'd like to see if you could do for me is can we start SketchUp again? And I'd like to see it come open to that splash screen because that's a really valuable part of CabinetSense also.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So close SketchUp.
Close SketchUp, and then there should be a splash screen that opens when SketchUp opens up.
Got it.
I want to
Let
see what you
me
think.
let me hold on. Let me share. I'm gonna share my whole screen instead of just a window. It'll be
Yes, correct.
easier to
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
see everything. Okay, so now you should be able to see my whole
Yep.
desktop.
Yep.
Okay,
And then just
beautiful.
there we go. That's the way to do it. Yeah. And then now we should see a splash screen coming up, and I'd like to just hesitate at that
Okay,
splash screen
hold
unless
on.
you've turned it off.
There
There
we
it is.
go. All right,
Okay, so we have four templates here: CabinetSense Imperial and the Closets Imperial, etc.
got it.
I would start with the CabinetSense Imperial to begin with.
Okay,
So when we're designing in CabinetSense, there is a lot of advantage to that.
okay.
Another thing too is there are some preferences I need to go over with you at some point in time. If you want to jump ahead without doing that, we can. But there are some CabinetSense preferences that are probably quite valuable in getting CabinetSense
You
set
know
up.
what? Let's just jump into those right now
Yeah.
because so my goal is to have Josh be able to build this set of cabinets that you just saw so that
Hmm.
we can show it to the client by the end of this week.
Okay.
So he's got to know how to set everything up
Yeah.
um and build these.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I'm gonna have to do all this setup on my computer too. So,
Right. And I'll help you
right.
with that, Josh, when
Yep.
you have
mhm.
time. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because
Let's
I'm
see.
assuming like we're probably not gonna get through all of the everything today, so we'll have to book another session
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me see if that did it. Hold on. Okay. All right. Go ahead and request. All right.
Yeah.
You
Do
got
you see
remote
my
control.
mouse?
Okay. Great.
Okay. All right. So there are some preferences here. These are just important because they change. They help to predict how everything works. Now, I use scene management religiously, and that would be the only question I'd have as a pro user. I don't want to change your drawings right now. But there's a few other things that I would do too. And so I want to just get them clicked here so that it makes it easier for us to do what we're doing. You're in a read-only database because you don't have a PC. That's the only reason. So we can't edit your database. That's fine. SketchUp model units, that's probably fine there too. Um, and I'm just going to, there's other things in here that will change later on. I'm not going to, here's automatically number assigned. We're going to change that to manual also. And I can give you explanations for any of this anytime you want to.
Got
I
it.
don't mean to just strong arm your computer. I just want you to be able to see that. Yeah, so DXF type is 2D. Okay, I'm just going to use those simple changes for now. Okay, so to start with here, let's go ahead and we'll take this cabinet out here. All right, and then we're going to need component options. That's a really valuable tool. And let me see where you have. There it is right there. So component options is going to be always when we're working with our components.
Got it.
So the first thing that I do, and I'm going to go through the first one, and then after that, I'll pass it off to you.
Hmm.
But what we'll do is just to begin with, is this width doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to clean it up so that we have, I'm assuming you work mostly Imperial or do you work
Yeah.
Yeah, all Imperial. Yep.
Okay. You said you do a toe kick platform. I
Correct.
do also. So I would make the height of my cabinet not to include my toe kick. So is that your typical height of your carcass?
Yep.
Okay. And then your depth, is there a standard depth you have?
So for this particular one, I think we want to go, well, the countertop is going to be 30, and I think, what did you say drawer slides are, Josh? 27?
Yeah, door sides are in increments of 3 inches, so we'd probably want to go 28 and a half for the
Yeah, we need to be
carcass
able to put
depth.
a 27-inch drawer slide in this thing.
Gotcha. Do you have a standard depth of cabinets though?
Our
We
standard
typically do
is, yeah, the
24.
24. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so going with that, and then we're not going to do vertical alignment to the floor. We'll do it to the toe kick then. And we're not using dados currently, so we'll skip over this. Um, well, I'm going to just put one in here just in case you guys get a CNC in the future. All right, and then this cabinet construction here tells you how that cabinet is built. So basically what it's saying is that the end overlaps the top, the end overlaps the bottom, and the end overlaps the back. Would that be basically true for most of your cabinets?
So this is another thing that we were talking about beforehand is the way we've been building cabinets is actually basically inverted from that, where the
Okay.
back goes over the sides and the bottom and the top.
Okay.
So essentially building the carcass as the top, bottom, and two sides all go together, and then the back is a
Right. It's a
solid
plant
structural.
on back, basically.
Yeah, yeah, that's the term I
Yeah,
was looking for.
right.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem at all. Ooh, top overlaps the back. No, that's not correct. There we go. Okay, so that should do it there. Let me just see if I did the right things. Yeah, so you see here your back is now planting on to the whole carcass. Is that
Yep,
similar? Okay.
exactly. Yep.
And then going down further here, we don't have good side out, we have good side in. So there's a few things by default that are incorrect. So nominal thickness, is it generally 3/4 material?
Yeah. For now, let's say
Okay.
3/4 material.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to make that change, and then that's fine there. Let's see here. Okay, and then
Now,
toe kick
so
is,
we're making these changes just to this one seed cabinet, correct?
that's
Not to
correct.
it's like
Right.
not our default for the library or anything.
Not well, it's a default for everything you make from this seed cabinet.
Oh, okay, got it.
However, yeah.
So we can save this seed cabinet back
Mm-hmm.
into the library, and
Yep.
then we can utilize it to build new ones.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
cool.
All right, and then top, stretcher or full top?
I think we're doing stretchers, right, Josh?
So for most cabinets, we do full top. Basically, the only time we're doing stretchers is for a sink cabinet.
Or a sink cabinet. Okay, so we're doing full tops.
Okay, so
Yeah,
same with me. You're designing exactly like I do also as well.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, and
that's
so
validating to hear.
I know.
yeah, I mean everything so far. I mean, except for I've got a CNC, so I'm not doing a plant on back. But I spent 15 years doing plant on back, so
Right. Yeah,
I
we just
get the
find
whole
that
concept.
easier for
Yep,
alignment and assembly,
yep, sure.
doing it by hand.
Okay. So you see, we made those changes. We applied those changes either by clicking on apply or hit your enter key. I get
Yep.
used to using my keyboard. So if you don't see what I'm doing, it's probably because I'm using my keyboard, but just ask me and
Got
I'll
it.
help guide
Yeah.
through that. The keyboard shortcuts are very powerful.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do here is how do you assemble? How do you hold this box together? So now I'm going to put it into the edit mode. Oops. I'm going to put it into the edit mode, and we're going to start with the bottom of the cabinet, the deck. So how do you hold the deck to the sides of the cabinet?
So normally we're actually with this assembly method, we are cutting dados along the top and bottom edges of the side panels,
Okay.
just a 1/4 inch deep, ripping it with
Yeah.
a dado stack and a table saw, and then
Beautiful. Yep.
using that for aligning the tops and bottoms.
Beautiful. Okay, that's excellent. Okay.
And
It's
then
kind
we
of like
glue and staple it, obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Gotcha. All right, so then I'm gonna put banding on the front of this because I'm assuming you are doing banding.
Yeah, for
And
Euro
so
style.
I'm going to do semi-exposed banding. On the left, I'm going to add a dado, and on the right, I'm going to use a dado. Okay, I'm glad I put that 1/4 inch in as our default. We can
Yep.
change dados. You see, we have an override if we need to, but we don't because we
Hmm.
already specified that our dados are 1/4 inch deep. So
Got
it's
it.
going to put that in here. And in fact, when I apply that, you're going to see that it just changed that into that made that part a 1/4 inch longer on both the left and the right.
Oh, right, because we're editing the bottoms specifically, not the top.
Just the
Okay,
bottom, yep. And
got it.
then also, now you said staples, so I'm not going to add fasteners here. We could add pilot holes if we were using screws, but if you're using staples, there's really no reason to add any extra
Right.
fasteners here. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that pretty much takes care of that part. Oh, how about in the back? Do you use screws or do you use, well, it doesn't matter because you're not using a CNC to drill the pilot holes. So I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah, we're doing the same thing. We're just shooting staples for the plant on backs.
yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll go to the top and we're going to duplicate that same process. So going up here, we're going to change the banding of the front to semi-exposed. We're going to use dados here, left, and a dado here as a right.
S-
And that's it.
Okay.
On the right, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. So we have banding on the front edge again. And there are no dados in this case, so I think we're through with that. We'll go over the left edge and we'll do the same thing. Okay, and then we'll enter that. Okay, and then I think that takes care of the carcass as it stands. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I want to show you, this is just a bare, simple seed cabinet. We're going to go further with this though, but I
Okay.
want to save the changes we've made so far. And so in order to do that, I need to have entity info. And do you have your entity info tray out? So, oh, here it is.
Let's see. Where
Let's
did
see it
my
on the very
trays?
bottom here,
Oh, there it
right
is.
there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
you can drag it out of there so it's not like hanging off the bottom of the screen.
Okay. I don't want to mess up your.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
Here we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's fine.
All right. Okay, so if we click on this box, you can see that we have a definition. I'm going to change the definition, and obviously you can change it beyond this if you don't like what I'm doing. This is a base. I'm going to put a 0 with an uppercase D. I'm going to put 0 and a lowercase d. That means that this is a 0 door and 0 drawer cabinet. Well, that lets me know it's a seed, but I'm gonna actually just put as a modifier seed. I'm
Perfect.
going to take this and I'm going to copy it. So, well, I don't know if I can do that on your computer. So I'm going to just
Yeah, there
use
you go.
this. There we go, copy. I normally would do a control C or a
I was
command
gonna say, gotta
C.
watch out for those shortcuts.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to right click on this component. And again, I'm going to save out to device. Now, here's where we're going to go somewhere, and you can tell me if we can create a folder for you. So
Yeah, you
I'd
bet.
like to, yeah, so I'm going to let you do that. If you
Okay,
could create a
so
folder and call it your library, whatever you want to call it, Rogers Library or your company library, whatever you prefer.
oops. Okay, hold on.
Are you
And
putting
this is
this?
where,
Are
yeah, perfect.
you putting this in Dropbox?
It's not in Dropbox right now, I think. Hold on, let me
But you
look
can
and
move it. Yeah,
see.
you can move
Yeah,
it.
we can move it. Let's see where it is. It's under, yeah, so it's local on my computer, but we can put it in Dropbox later.
Yeah,
Okay,
right. Because
cool,
then you
cool.
can share these. These will become your standard library. Now, what I also want to do then is up here on top is
Let's
let me see here. I
so
got to
I'm
get.
what should I name this?
Well, you're going to paste
Oh, okay.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
paste the name.
Got
There
it.
we go,
Okay. Yep.
and then save.
All right.
All right, perfect. And I know I'm moving quickly, but I just want to make sure we
Yeah,
cover
no, that's
as
all
much
good.
ground
So
as we
so
can.
what I just did is I started a new seed library, right?
This is your personal library. We don't really need to call it a seed. It's going to
Oh,
be,
okay.
it will
All right.
have a seed cabinet. It may have more than one seed cabinet. It doesn't need to, but it can. I'm
Got
going
it.
to show you other refinements of your library
And
later.
so now, and we're still not in that library. We just saved this to that library, right?
Just saved it to that library,
Got
correct?
it.
Okay. And I just want to make sure that I refresh our CabinetSense library here. There we go. So that I can go back to custom cabinets. And then I want to go down to number 20, internal parts. Okay, we're going to
Okay.
put this into edit mode now. Internal parts signifies that these parts go into a cabinet that's in the edit mode. So the first thing I'm going to grab here is I'm going to grab a stretcher. What we do, just a good practice, is I'm going to stick the stretcher at the back of the cabinet. When I do that, that jogs the algorithm to run again. And the algorithm says, okay, I see the top, the bottom, the left, the right, and the back. I see it all. And I'm going to place this stretcher in an appropriate position for a stretcher. As it does that, it focuses component options on the stretcher. So we're going to go over to component options and we're going to place this stretcher. So we're going to say, let's put it from the top. And instead of to the midpoint, let's put it to the edge. And let's put it a distance that would be your standard distance for a drawer opening at the top of a cabinet.
Okay, let's call it 6 inches.
Okay. I'll put in 6, hit enter, and there we go. We have our stretcher at that point. But we want to make a few other changes to the stretcher. So one of the changes is we're going to change our edge banding from exposed to semi-exposed.
And what is the
Um,
difference between those two?
Yeah, what does
yeah,
that mean?
right. So we have 4 different types of edge banding that we can use here, and that's going to increase in I think the next release to 8 or 12 or something like that. So I used to think that I would change the names of these because we have control of that. We could change the names, but I've gotten used to it, and it really makes a lot of sense. So exposed edge banding is typically edge banding that I'm going to put on a door or a drawer, a slab door or drawer, where the edge banding is continually visible. The semi-exposed edge banding is edge banding that I can still see. It's usually forward facing, that I can see between doors and drawers. Okay, it doesn't
Oh,
mean that
okay,
they're
I see.
necessarily going to be different. They may be exactly the same, but at least now I have the options of them being different. For instance, my exposed edge banding, that could possibly be 1/4 inch real wood. Whereas on
Right.
the carcass itself, it may look like the real wood, but it's actually maybe just 0.5 mil or 1 mil or 2 mil
Hmm.
PVC that matches the exterior of my cabinet. Now I have full control.
Right.
Whereas
Okay.
if I name them the same, well, I don't have the control. Concealed edge banding is maybe something I would put on the front of a shelf because I really can't see it unless I open the door. And when I open the door, do I want it to match the door? Maybe not, because my door could be walnut and the inside of my cabinet might be maple or white melon
Mm,
or something else.
right.
This gives us full control. I could still make this edge banding to match the door, though, very simply.
Got
So
it.
that's how I'm using it here.
So if we
Scribe,
wanted white melamine edge banding on the shelves, but we want
yeah,
something
we
else
may
on
want
the
something else,
cabinet
right, that matches
carcass.
the
Okay.
white oak or the matches the walnut or the mahogany or whatever else.
That makes
Scribe
total
is
sense.
exactly that. Scribe adds length to a part invisibly until we export it, and then it gives us that extra length of our scribe dimension. So, and that's why we need more than these here, and they're being added, if I'm not mistaken.
Got it.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so semi-exposed is what we'll put for that. Um, all right, how do you
So I think
fasten?
I saw in one of the training videos, so we don't build stretchers in between all of our drawers. We just have
That's
a
correct.
carcass and we put the drawers in. So I think there was a thing where you could make the
Hmm.
stretcher 0 or something like that.
Yeah,
So it divides the drawers, but it doesn't actually build the part.
yeah, yes, and there's really you can make them 0, but you don't always need to, and they'll still divide the drawers. So we'll talk about that. That's a fine
Okay.
point. So I have 0 width stretchers, but I also have stretchers that are full width, but they're still not seen.
Oh,
So
got it. Okay.
we'll hide them, and they still do the same
You just
job.
hide them from your cut list so that
Yeah,
okay,
right.
got it.
Okay. And then how do you fasten this into the cabinet? Is that just stapled in, or do you do something else?
That would be staples, right, Josh?
Yeah, either staples or screws.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And let me see then. I think we don't really need to add anything. Oh, yes, we do. So I want to clean up the width of this because if you look at it, it's right now this odd 100 millimeters. I mean, not that that's odd. I have a metric shop, so I do work a lot in millimeters, but we'll make it a full even unless you do some other depth to your
Nope,
stretchers. Okay.
no.
So 4 inches it is. All right, very good. Now what we're going to do is this stretcher is called stretcher. I'm okay with that name if you are.
Yep,
So I'm
that's
going to
fine.
right click on it and we'll do a save out to device. And now you get this little warning. Don't worry about that. That's probably because it was designed in metric. And now it says stretcher. So we'll save that back to your folder.
Got
So
it.
you see, we don't have to make these changes again if you ever need a stretcher. And if you want to make another type of stretcher that has zero depth, we'll do that too, or zero width, or some other width. So all of those we can add to your library until you have a library of stretchers that meets your needs under certain conditions. And you'll just grab them when you're building a component. Okay.
Got it.
Gotcha. So
All right.
we'll just be kind of on the front end. We'll be uh designing and making all these components for our personal library, and then as we continue to use it, then we can just go back to that library and reuse all the stuff that we're building.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Okay,
you'll find
so
out that.
here's another question for you. Instead of, it seems like we're saving individual pieces out to a brand new library.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it make more sense to take our existing library, make a copy of it, and make that my library so I have all the pieces in my library and then just go in and customize them instead
Well,
of having to save them out one at a time?
it would just take you a lot of time.
Okay.
Yeah, you may think that that makes sense, but it will take forever.
Okay.
Yeah, it would take a lot of
So
time,
it's
and
easier just
so
to save out the pieces that we need, the shelves and the
yes,
stretchers and stuff like that,
will
instead of
save your
everything in
core.
there.
Right, you'll save your core pieces, and from that you'll build a library. If we
Got it.
were to go and take your library here, all these components that are in here, save them over, and then try to build or try to edit them, there are so many edits that are in there that you would start forgetting edits. You'd start forgetting. Let me see, I didn't haven't done this for a week.
Got
What
it.
did we choose to make as our settings? What we're doing here is making primary pieces that will grow into similar pieces that, and you don't have to re-edit them. They're
Okay.
just there. So
That makes
you'll
sense. I
see what I
like
mean.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
So if let's say for example, we've built our personal library and we're in it, but we forgot to put drawers in it. If we were in the personal library, but there's no drawers in it, how do we go back? Can we just pull something out of another library, or do we have to
Yeah,
reopen
sure.
that library and then edit
No,
it,
I mean,
save it in?
yeah, if you don't have drawers, then you always have to go back to the CabinetSense sample library to begin with.
Got it.
But
Okay.
once you have those drawers, or whatever your library of drawers is, then you can make your changes from there very, very
Perfect.
quickly, very quickly. So
Okay.
I design using only one type of drawer. I design with a Bloom Tandem 563. I never build a cabinet though with a Bloom Tandem 563, maybe once a year. So isn't
Okay.
that kind of odd? But yet I do all my designs that way because my clients, it makes a nice drawer that they can see and they understand.
Right.
But then I bring them sample drawers and I say, here's your options. What would you like? And they touch and feel and use my cabinets and they go, I love this drawer you have here. Well, then when I go back to my model, I can right in front of them. I can change the whole drawers in the whole kitchen all in one instant, including all the machining, the size of the parts, everything. And it happens automatically.
Cool. Okay.
So all right, so let's take a look at this shelf here. So here at this shelf, um, not a lot of changes to make, but there are some. So one of them is we'll change our edge banding. So I mentioned before that our edge banding here, we're going to do a concealed. Now, some folks like to do edge banding all the way around their shelves. Is that what you do, or just the fronts?
Just the fronts.
Okay. Now, we also have the ability on the, whoops,
Sorry.
that's all right, no problem. We also have the ability here on these shelves to have a setback. Right now, by default, that setback is 2 millimeters, but you can make it anything you want. If you have so I've seen it range from 0 to a few inches. I mean, it's really whatever you would like. But right now it's set to 2 millimeters. Would
Yeah, we
you have a preference?
we typically would do it in an eighth.
An eighth, okay. So 0.125. All right. And the other setting that we have is on the edge. So right now, by default, it's 1 millimeter. Do you have any preference here as to how you want your gap to be?
So this setting is per side. Usually we'll
Yes.
undersize the shelf by an eighth left to right, which would split to a 16th per side.
All right. Very good. Okay. And I'm going to apply those changes. And there you see our shelf. Anything else you can think of as you're looking at this shelf, or are we pretty good?
Nope, that's
I
All
pretty
think
much
we're
right.
it.
good. The one question I have, you've been a cabinet maker for a long time.
Mhm.
Why are you metric versus imperial?
Well, I'm not. So back when I didn't have a CNC, I was metric because we were doing what's called the True 32 system.
Right.
So we were building everything on saws. We were doing line boring using a Bloom mini press.
Yep.
And so I had been taught by Bloom this system. This is 30 years ago now.
Uh-huh.
And it actually gave me a leg up on a lot of the other shops because I was able to build all these balanced parts. I was doing all my drilling on my Bloom mini press, and it really worked well. I was blown away by the capabilities because now my parts were balanced. I could flip them over. Left could be a right could be a left. All my drawers fell right into the system holes that I was drilling,
Hmm.
door hinges, everything. And it was really a great advantage at the time. So then, in order to do that, though, effectively, you have to be millimeters. It's the only way. And so I switched our shop over to millimeters. And after seeing how easy it was to work with millimeters, I was like, man, why do we work with inches? Well, now that I'm on a CNC and I have so many clients here in the US, they're still freak out when I mention millimeters. And so I'm now I can switch back and forth pretty easily. But a lot of the work I'm doing now is back in inches. So I can go either way, but
Got
that's
A
it.
the
lot of
reason why I use millimeters.
a lot
It's
of
so
people
much
do love
easier
their freedom
to,
units.
yeah, it's so much easier to subtract, 5 from 35 than it is to subtract, well, let me see, this is 1 and 7/8, and I'm going to subtract that from 12 and 3/16. Well, you can't do
Yep.
that in your head very easily.
Good.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for that.
we're going to save this out to device, and we have another component ready for your library. All right.
Cool.
Now I
All
know
right.
we're over, and I have a meeting that starts in, I think it's either 10 or 10:30. If you're okay with going forward, I'm going to help go forward if that's all right.
Yes. So obviously what I want Josh to do is to get in and start building this stuff and build a cabinet, and then we'll have or try to build this kitchen, and he'll come up with a ton of questions, and we'll have a follow-up
Yes.
session.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking on Thursday would be the follow-up session. That'll give him today and tomorrow to come up with a
Yeah.
ton of
Okay.
questions. Before we let you go, can you show us how to switch libraries? So if he's doing this and he's like, how do we go open that a library that we
Do
just
you
started?
do you have the time for me to try to finish this cabinet for you or no?
Yeah, I mean, I have the time if you have the time, but I
Oh,
thought you
it's
said
it's
you
very
had
important. No,
another
I
meeting right
do.
now.
Yeah, I do. I just want to see what time that appointment is. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's terrible. This is what happens when you get old. You forget things.
Yeah, the
Uh,
we're flexible on our end, so
my next appointment is at 10, so I've got a little time yet. Let's just see
Oh,
if we
okay.
can
So
do
you
some
got 20
more.
minutes.
Yeah, okay. So the next thing I want to do is we're going to go back to our library here. And
start your engines.
what type of a drawer would you typically use in one of your cabinets?
We're doing dovetail, imperial. We making them out of half inch, Josh?
I think we've been doing 5/8.
5/8 drawers. Okay.
That 11
Mostly,
ply
what
that we've
type
been
of
getting is.
drawer glide do you use?
Oh,
Oh,
we're using the bloom and grass. So undermount.
Okay, and would like a Bloom 563 work for you too?
Sure.
Okay.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so I'm
for
going to
now.
grab this drawer here. And remember, we have great flexibility between using other drawers. So Okay, so you see again, I put it in the back of the cabinet. Drawer conforms immediately to our carcass here.
Hmm.
Now, I'm going to make a few changes to this, though, just very quickly. And if we look at the cabinet itself, all right, we're at the parent level of this drawer. Drawers are very complex.
Hmm.
So we're going to make a few changes here. And the first change we're going to make is to our reveals. So do you have a standard reveal that you would use? Eighth inch, or is it smaller? Or
Eighth inch between drawers or between drawers and doors.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to make on the left, I'm going to put, and remember, these are all things that we can change at the end of our job, but we
Hmm.
start with a kind of a standard here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make the top an eighth, so you may have something different that you
Nope,
use for
that's
your
what we
top
do
drawer.
too. Yep.
Okay. I want to make sure I've got something else up here. So we're going to change our bump out here from 2 millimeters to an eighth, only because it's easy math-wise to use 1/8 of an inch. Not a big deal. It doesn't really affect anything else. So we're also going to change, let me see here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, we'll apply those changes. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to use, well, I don't see where outliner is right now. So I'm just going to double click. I use the I use the tray, the outliner tray to get into the drawer front. I just want to make some changes to the drawer front here. So I'm going to do that by just double clicking, and you see we're at the drawer front level.
Hmm.
Mm.
So now I'm going to go here. We're going to change our nominal thickness. And this is why we don't put everything in our library and then change them one at a time. You never remember all these changes. There are so many changes.
Right.
So we're going to change this here to 3/4. I'm assuming that's your material
Yep.
thickness. And then we're going to change our panel inset. Again, this doesn't matter. This is only for the view, our visual. I'm going to change it to 1/4. Do you have a typical mid-style rail and width?
Uh, I can't even remember the last time we did something with a mid style or a rail. It would be the same as whatever's on the outside. So is that 2.5 or
Two and
two
a
and a
half?
quarter?
Two and a
Yeah.
quarter? I'll do a 2 1/4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to copy this right here, Control C. And then I'm going to change this one here. Oh, it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me. Okay. Let me paste. Oop, didn't let me do that either.
Oops.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm using the wrong keys. Sorry about that.
Uh, yeah, it would be I think the Windows key would be the equivalent of the command
Oh,
key
is
on the
it?
Mac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just do
So
it
it would be Windows
manually.
C and Windows V.
Okay. Okay. On an upper drawer, do you have a different top rail and bottom rail width?
Yes, if they're this thin, I think it would be inch and a
Inch
half,
and a
if
half
I'm
is
remembering
standard.
right.
Yep. Okay, that's good. That's kind of the defaults for most people. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So you see, we made those changes, and there we changed our drawer front.
Okay.
Now, I think that is all the changes that we need to make to this right now.
So do these drawers
Therefore,
have the holes and notches for the slides? Are those built into the like the cut list or the drawer?
they are, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So now what we're going to do here is I'm just going to append this name a little bit, and I'm going to say it's a drawer front. Oops, wrong. I'm in the wrong place. Okay, I've got to get out of the edit mode here of this drawer. I need to get back to, there we go. So this is a Tandem 563, and I'm going to just call this a top drawer, however. So eventually we'll have a top, and then we'll have the rest of them,
Hmm.
bottom, middle, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to have one for each unless it changes for each one. So I'm going to take this, copy this name, right click on the door, go to save out to device. And then here we can take this, paste the name, and now we have a specific drawer just for you. There may be other changes we want to get into this too and change in the future. I just don't want to take too much time here right now. I want to try to get
Sure.
you taken care of. All
Yep.
right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to go back a couple levels using this back arrow. This time we're going to go to doors. We'll click on a door. Again, I go to the back of the cabinet with it. Click. A little different with a Mac because with a PC you don't have to click again. But we'll click again there, and then we're going to focus on our changes. So here we have our bump out. I want to make that the same as our drawer, 0.125. Yeah, we want to go to our other settings, make sure that our thickness of our drawer is right. And we're going to make sure that our inset of our panel is the same as our drawer, so they look the same. Make sure that our style is also the same. And then I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I will click here and paste. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh boy. All
Gets you
right.
every time.
Yeah, it gets me every time. So let's go and copy and then go here, paste.
It's like speaking a different language.
It is a little bit, yeah. And I really am going to get a new Mac here coming up. Okay, and then we'll change our reveals so they also match. And this here is 0.0625, 0.0625. And this here is 0.125. Hit the enter, and that will change the look of this so now they match. And then we will right click on this door and we're going to go to save out to your device. And there we are, and we'll save this. Okay, this is a big thing, may not seem like it, but we have now a sellable item. We think we've got most everything taken care of, but I did rush through it a little bit. We can
Mhm.
go back and make refinements if we find, oops, we missed something. But
Right.
for right now, we have a sellable cabinet. Therefore, I'm going to go into this cabinet here and I'm going to change the name. This is a one door and a one drawer cabinet. So I can take this, copy this name, right click, save out, oops, to device. And then here I'm going to paste and save. Okay, here's why this is important. If I take this cabinet now and I go over here, double click, single click for the doors, and under one door, we're going to go to two doors. Okay, and you see what's happening.
Mm.
I really have made in 5 seconds another cabinet. This cabinet still follows all your rules. The doors are your doors. The drawer is your drawer. The shelf is the way you do a shelf. Everything else about this cabinet, according to the rules we set up, it's primarily the way you build a cabinet.
Hmm.
So I can take this now and this is a two door, one drawer base cabinet. So I'm going to copy this, right click, save out to device. We'll paste this name and save. Now we can take this further very rapidly. So I could, if I wanted to, I could take this, click on this top drawer here, and we could make this into something else. Well, how about a two drawer? And a question I would have is when you do two drawers, do you do one divider or two dividers between the drawers?
When you say dividers, what do you,
That is going to be the partition between the drawers.
Oh, um, for something like this, we would probably do, oh, probably just do a single one.
A
right.
single. Okay, so then we're through. So I just made in another 5 seconds, we have another cabinet ready for a library. Doesn't matter the width, because remember that we can change in a second. Even
That's
the
all
depth,
parametrically.
the
Yeah.
height, everything, it's all parametric. And so I'm just going to select it again, and let's rename this one here. So this one here is a two door and to drawer. And then we'll go like so. And I'm going to copy it and then click on it here. We'll save out to device.
I like how straightforward that is. That seems very powerful for
Oh,
building
it's
a
very
whole repertoire
incredible.
of stuff.
Yes, absolutely. So now what I want to show you is, let me see, I still have a few minutes. I'm going to delete this cabinet. Okay. And I'm just going to delete it. It's okay. So let's go back to your library. And so we're going to do that from this tray here. And if we click on this down arrow, we're going to be able to make two trays. And in this tray down here, I'm going to go and using this right arrow here. Now I use that component finder, and that's what I prefer. But we
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
use,
download that.
yeah, we can use the trays here for now. So I'm going to go here and open a local collection. And then if you could take me to, oh, that we are in your
Yeah,
library
there
right
we're
there.
there. Yep.
Okay. So we'll open here. Okay. Here's your library right here. So that's all it took. Let's go and take out this. Oh, wow. So how come your library? See, I'm evidently not used to how a Mac works here. Shoot.
Hmm.
Oh, so
Interesting.
it's all got the same name as base, but
Yeah,
the
and
descriptions are different.
I'm not used to that.
All right, well, we
Okay,
can go
so
through and fix that later.
we're gonna have to change that because otherwise we have no definitions here. Um, yeah, the PC doesn't work that way. Okay. So let me take out this cabinet anyway. I think it should work in that respect. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I need to figure that out. That's where I just have to have a Mac again. So, all right. So going here, I'm at the parent level. We're focused on this parent cabinet, though the name is incorrect. Man, that bothers me. All right. So,
We'll fix that.
yeah, we're going to go in here and we're going to go down to parts. So under parts, we're going to change our top from full top to stretcher. Okay. So we got stretchers in here. The next thing we're going to do you data your stretchers in, or in this case, no?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Back one also.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go back here and dado left dado and right dado.
Yeah, just because that way the side panels are all the same, whether we're doing a stretcher top or
Oh,
a full
gotcha. Oh,
top.
yeah.
Just
That
so
makes
it's
sense.
easier to
Yep.
manufacture them in batches.
Makes sense. All right. Okay. So I'm going to focus now on the drawer. And here on the drawer, I'm going to go down to parts also. Here in parts, we don't want a drawer box. You can probably see where I'm heading with this.
Yep.
Okay.
Making a seat
And
cabinet.
that's right. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else that I want to think about with this cabinet here. Okay. So yeah, we've gotten rid of our drawer. That's fine. And, yeah, I think that's all I want to do. There's one other thing I want to do though, and I don't see your tools up here for hiding layers. So CabinetSense has some tools where we can hide these layers just by one click. And
Is that
but I'm
on
not
the
seeing.
third bar down, four inside here? Let me take the mouse for a sec. Is it
Yeah.
this one right here? Oh no, that's
No,
okay.
that is our material
All right.
layer.
All right. I'll
There's
let
a
you finish.
whole bunch of tools. I think we're missing that. Um, It could be that you just didn't bring it out, and that would be, is it under view that we look at your tool palettes? And yeah, that's here. Well, we need dynamic components too. I wonder where that is. Solid tools. Yeah, it looks like you have them all here. It might be hiding behind something.
Yeah, it might be like you have to modify some of those toolbars with the tool under the tools drop down menu that which we can go futz with
Okay. All right.
later.
Yeah, I would like to remove this because then what I would do, maybe that's not how you do yours. I put an apron in mine, but I don't know what you want to do to be able to attach this false front to the
Oh
cabinet.
yeah. No, we usually use like some of the plastic clip hardware to just
Okay,
be able to
okay.
clip
Then
the
then
drawer
then
front
I'm not
on.
going to worry about it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's say that this cabinet is done. So then what we're going to do, unfortunately, I can't save it with the names correctly. I was wondering when they didn't come back up over here, why we weren't seeing a progression
Hmm.
of names. Well,
Yeah.
what I would do for this one here, for instance, is I would name this one here something like it would still be a two-door. It'd be a two-door, one FF for false front.
Hmm.
So two-door, one FF, and then I modify the name by calling it sync, just so it pops out at me in my uh, list of cabinets.
Right.
But I don't know how you do that here in on the Mac. Why it's not copying that name over.
Hmm.
I don't quite know
Yeah, that's
why.
interesting.
Because usually this definition stays with the component, and that's really important in CabinetSense. We
Right.
want these definitions to become part of the name in our files.
Because it
Right.
looks like the libraries are searchable too. So you could
Yes,
search
they
for
are.
sync
Yep,
and
yep,
it would come up.
yep, yep. So you see the progression here, though. When we took this cabinet, we didn't go all the way back to the seed. We went to a seed that had already been changed into something that was close to where we were going.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then we built a sync cabinet from it in a matter of a minute or two. So your library grows exponentially in a matter of a few hours.
Right.
What I did when I first started is, yeah, I had a half a dozen cabinets that I was pretty secure with. I knew that they were the way I wanted to build. And from there, I started designing jobs. And then as I saw my need for other cabinets, then I would make a change, modify it, and save it back to my library. I wasn't saving things like slab door cabinets. I saved a slab door to my library, but not a slab door cabinet because I don't need to, because it's
Mm,
so easy to take and change them just by going here and then going here. And I can immediately change an entire job. So I would sometimes I just design them with all like a shaker style like this, and then I can go in and change them that
just swap
quickly.
it all
The
to
entire
slab.
job.
Hmm.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I don't have to go in and change them one at a time. So a lot of changes you don't really need to have in your library because CabinetSense can so effectively and so efficiently make those changes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
wonderful to know.
I'm going to let you gentlemen go, but just know that we can take this from here and continue with our refinements and continue with all of the shortcuts that are in here for refining your cabinets
Cool.
Okay.
and refining your designs as well. How do I design rapidly? What can I do so that, everything just increases my speed? So, and there
Right.
are many, many tools for that in CabinetSense. So I don't know if so in on a PC, it's control is let me see. And it's not, yeah, I don't know what it is in
You mean to
yeah,
lock onto the
so
red axis?
well, so I can just do a control move and it'll duplicate this component immediately.
Oh yeah, it's on a Mac. It's option, but yeah, I know how to duplicate a component.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it'd be alt on a PC.
yeah, and I'm clicking on Alt, but it's not. Oh, maybe I have to
Huh.
click again, or do I have to hold? No.
But
Well,
yeah, no.
yeah,
Well,
if you know how to do it on the Mac, yeah,
Yeah,
that is a very rapid way. We don't want to use copy paste if we can help it. I mean, copy paste will work, but it doesn't always create a unique component, whereas the control move,
mm,
what it does is
does.
it creates unique components automatically. Okay.
Okay, that's
okay,
good to
so
know.
quick question over the next couple days as Josh is trying to build this kitchen out.
Mhm.
Obviously, we'll use the training online and stuff like that as much as we can. If he runs into something where it's a showstopper and he can't move forward, is there like an email like before
Yes,
we get to our
yes.
next online meeting?
Yes, email me. Also, if there are not times on the schedule that meet your needs, I'm pretty much available from morning till night. I just don't put all of those times available.
Got
And
it.
if you say, you know what, I could meet with you at 5 o'clock this evening, let's do it. So,
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Awesome. Any questions real quick, Josh? He's got to go.
Nope, nothing comes to mind. I'll get this set up on my computer and start tearing into it and in the next couple of days, and then I'll schedule a follow-up meeting because I think we still have 2 credits left.